Distinct in the sense unique value, all in the sense even it includes the duplicate values. Count function will help me to count the number of rows that I have in the entire table. Two types of SQL functions. One is the single row function, another one is multiple row function. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the second session on More on SQLs. So without wasting much of your time, let's start what is that we have discussed in the last session. So guys, I think we have discussed, it's all about the order by class, right? So what is that we have discussed? We have discussed about order by class. So please remember order by class. What exactly it means? So we need to sort the data in ascending as well as descending. So how do we need to sort? So guys, if you want to sort the data either in ascending or in descending, you have to use the class that is order by. That is what you have to remember. So by default, it will be sorting the data. If you just use order by, it will be doing it in the ascending. But if you want to use descending, you have to mention, right? So that is what you have to remember. So that is ascending and descending. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. That is what we have discussed in the last session. I have started something about distinct, and also I have discussed about all. What is distinct and what is this all? Keyword that you have to remember. Distinct in the sense if you are using the aggregate functions, so please remember it will take both the parameters, distinct as well as all. Distinct in the sense unique value, all in the sense even it includes the duplicate values. I will repeat for all of you. Distinct in the sense in the column you will be able to give only the unique values if the names are repeated more than one number of times, but the name will be considered only one time. Suppose for example, 4 times I have Raju, 4 times I have Ravi, 4 times I have Ramu. Okay, so though it is repeated 4 times, but it will be considered only one time. So that is what I will call it as a distinct. But when it comes to all, so it will select all the values including the duplicate values, is what you have to remember, right? So this is what I have discussed in the previous session. That is a quick recap that I've given for all of you. So what is that I have in this session? Let's have a quick look. So I will be discussing about the aggregate functions that I have started in the previous session, and I'll be discussing the types of SQL functions. I have 2 types which I'll be discussing in this session, and also I will be discussing a very important concept, that is group by. So what exactly group by? In the same way what I have order by, I have the next feature, that is group by, which I will be discussing in today's session. Without wasting much of your time, let us get into this session, right? So guys, the first aggregate function that I have is AVG. What is this AVG? AMG? No, not AMG. So guys, AVG in the sense average. Imagine I have the table. In this table, I have the column name that is sum. Not sum. Let's take some other value. So let's imagine I have something called salary. Okay. So we are paying the salary around more than 20 people. So what is the average salary that you are paying? So I need to calculate. I have 20 people. So what is the average salary that you are paying? The first person is getting some 20,000, second person is 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, it goes on. But what is the average salary that you are paying? Then how do I calculate? So I will be using the predefined function, that is AVG. Please understand. So I'm using a predefined function, that is AVG. So this function will help me to calculate the average of that particular column. So fine. How do I write the query for this? So please understand. Select average, SAL in the sense. Please observe here I have taken salary. So imagine the salary will be like this. This is the column name, right? If I have SAL, so that is what I have given. SAL is nothing but, so please understand, SK, is it SK? No, it is SAL is a column name. SAL is a column name. So whatever the column name that you have, so you have to write it. So then after that, the result, whatever I'm going to get in the output, so I'm renaming it as average. The column name, so for example, your output will be something like this, right? So you will be paying some 15,000 is the average. Okay, so that is the average result that you have calculated for this. The output will be something like this, average. Okay, so you will get the output like this. You are renaming this part with this. That is what you need to understand, right? So this is how you will be calculating the average of this particular column. What is that you will use to calculate the average? You will be using the predefined function which is there in the aggregate function, that is AVG. This is the first aggregate function that you will remember. AVG is used to calculate the average of the column. In the column, whatever the value that you have, so you will calculate the average. So let's understand this. What is that? I have min function. This function will give you the minimum value that I have in the column. So for example, here I have the table, right? Listen here carefully. Select min. Okay, select min of sal. Sal is a column name, so that is the salary, right? From employee, so this is EMP is a table name. So what will be the output? The minimum salary that I am paying will be my output. That is what you have to remember. In the same way I have for max. Instead of writing min, so I was writing min here, I'm just writing the max. That is what you have to understand. The output will be renamed, that is maximum salary. That's what you have to remember here, right? Moving on to the next one, I have sum. So what is the total amount of salary that I am paying per month? Okay, let's imagine my table consists the data with respect to the month wise. I just wanted to check what is the total amount of salary that I am paying. Then how do I calculate? So I have the next aggregate function, that is sum. I have the next aggregate function, that is sum. Sum will help me to calculate the total salary that I am paying, right? My output will be obviously something like this. So guys, total salary, right? It will come total salary, whatever the amount that I have, the entire value, it'll total, and the result will be given here, right? That is what you need to understand, right? Moving on to the next one, I have count. This count function. So count function, please understand, count the number of rows. It will count the number of rows in the table. If you give count star, so guys, what is that I've given here? Select count star in this table, that is in the EMP1, the total number of rows that you have. How do I know? So to know that, I will be using this function. Count function will help me to count the number of rows that I have in the entire table. So star, in the sense, you are selecting the complete table, like complete table. So all the columns you are selecting. That's what you have to understand. So in all the columns, it will count the number of rows. It will give you the total number of rows that you have in the table. So that's the use of this count function. So guys, that is what you have to remember. Before going to the types of SQL function, so let us just recollect. So what is the different aggregate functions that we have? So it's very, very important. The first one that we had is AVG. If you want to calculate the average of the value, whatever you have in the column, so you will be using average, that is AVG. If you want to calculate, or if you want to find out the maximum value, you will be using max. If you want to find out the min value, that is the minimum value, you will be using min. And if you want to count the number of rows, you will be using the function that is count. And if you want to check the total amount or sum of the values, like if you have the values inside the column and you want to total it, so you will be using the function that is sum. Please remember this. This is very, very important with respect to aggregate function, So query is simple. You just have to write the select, and then you will give this function, you will specify this function, and then you can select the table, from which table you want this, right? That's very important for all of you to remember this, right? Moving on to the next concept that I have, types of SQL function. So guys, I have two types of SQL functions. One is the single row function, another one is multiple row function. How many functions we have? I will repeat for all of you. We have two types of SQL functions. One is single row function, another one is multiple row function. The name itself speaks about itself, guys. What exactly single row function and multiple row function? Please observe here. Works with a single row at a time. Works with a single row at a time. But when it comes to multiple row or group function, so guys, it works with, come on everybody, works with the data of multiple rows at a time. So if it is dealing with only one line at a time, so it is single row function. If it is dealing with multiple row, then we call it as multiple row function or group function. So this is the two different types of SQL functions that we have, right? So moving on to the next one, very important, that is grouping. What exactly grouping? So why do we have this group by? We had order by, so why do we have this group by? So guys, we can group the values. We can group the values. What is the meaning of it, sir? How do we group the values? Say for example, I have the table, right? I have the table. In that table, I have departments. Let's say I have different departments. So department is a column name, okay? So I have department. And this is a count, let's imagine, right? So I have CS department, right? 4 physics department, 2 chemistry department, 3. Okay, so this is the different departments that I have in my table. Say for example, I have a table, okay, so where I will have the details about each faculty, and I will have the information about the department that they belongs to. But I don't want like that. I want the information something like, I want to group them by department and how many members that I have in the department. I want the data like that. Then how do I group? Right? So to group the value, I have a special clause that is group by. I have a special clause that is group by. Imagine my data is in the table where I have serial number, name, department, okay, and experience. This is how I have, okay. So I have 01 ABC and physics, experience 10, 02 BCA chemistry. Like this, I have different departments, different people, but I need to find out in physics department how many people are there, chemistry department how many people are there, and biology department how many people are there, in computer science how many people are there. How do I get this data? So for that, I need to group the data. How do you group it? So for that, I have a special class that is group by. So here I have a special class that is group by. Group by what? I want to group by department name. So that's what you need to understand. I have grouped by department and I have given the count. So what happens? How exactly this count will work? This count will work based on the department. How many times I have CS, how many times I have physics, how many times I have biology. This is how this count will work when it comes to group by. You got my point? I'm grouping the values. So that's what you need to understand with the help of group by. What is the syntax then? Let's check the syntax. Select clause I have. So in this select clause, I will write whatever the column that I wanted to select. Then I have from clause. Why do we have from clause? To select from which table you are trying to select. Then I have where clause. If I have any conditions, I can specify in the where clause. After that, I have to specify the group by clause. After my where clause, I have to specify the group by clause. That's what you have to understand. Group by, you can give the column names. Here, I can give group by department. That's what you need to understand, right? So fine. let's understand the next one, nested groups. Nested groups in the sense what? It's very simple. Grouping inside the group. Okay, so you are grouping inside the group is what we call it as a nested group. What is that? I will repeat for all of you. Grouping inside the group is what we call it as a nested group. I have grouped already, so you are grouping inside that group. That is what we call it as a nested group, is what you need to understand the entire thing, right? So you can create, there is no limit to group inside the group. You can have n number of nestings inside the group whenever you are grouping, right? So I'll take up some example and I'll discuss that, right? Placing a condition on group clause also with the help of having clause. Whenever you are grouping, you can also specify the condition for that grouping. So with the help of having clause, with the help of having clause. So we have the where clause. Along with that, whenever you are grouping, so you can also specify the condition for that grouping. So that is what you need to understand. So what is that we use to group? We use having to specify if I have any condition whenever I am grouping. That is what you need to understand. What is the syntax for that? Please have a look. Select. So you are calculating the average of the salary and sum, and then from EMP, this is the table name that you have given, and then group by department number. You're grouping all the values by department number. Say for example, you're calculating the average salary department wise. You're calculating the average of the salary department wise and sum of the salary department wise. From which table? From employee. But department number should be 10. Department number should be 10. Then what is the meaning? So you are calculating all these things for the department number 10. Only for that department you are calculating the average of the salary, sum of the salary. This is what you have to understand. The previous two slides, whatever I have explained, so you would have not understood. That's why I have taken this example for all of you. Please understand, right? So I am grouping the values. I'm grouping the values based on department number. Based on department number. So I have 100 employees. Each employee belongs to different departments. So I have employees. Some of the employees, they are there in the department number 10. Their department number is 10. I have more than 20 employees in the department 10. Let's imagine. I want to group them. For them, I need to calculate the average of the salary, sum of the salary. So that is what I have given here. Please understand that, right? Only for this department 10 I am calculating, but I am not calculating for rest of the departments. If I remove this condition, what will happen? The sum of the salary and average of the salary will be calculated department wise for all the departments. That is what you need to understand, right? So I'm hoping that you have understood this group by. Moving on to the next one that I have, in and between. So you can also use this operators in the having clause. I have already discussed the importance and the usage of in and between operators in the previous sessions when I was discussing the revision tour on MySQL, right? So guys, the same usage, you can use it in the having clause is what I would like to mention here, right? Moving on to the next one that I have, non-group expressions with group by. What exactly it is? See, whenever you don't have the group of values, but you want to use the group by function there also. If you use the group by functions there, when you don't have the group of values, it will return the same value. So there, in that situation, it is not suggested to use group by. Say for example, I want to group by salary. Say for example, I have given my query something like this: select serial number name. Select serial number name from EMP. Group by serial number. Okay, something like this I have. So can I group serial number? Obviously serial number I cannot group, because only one serial number I will have. Only one serial number I will have. I cannot have the duplicate values for this serial number. Yes or no? Yes, obviously I cannot have. So the serial number should be unique. So I cannot perform the group by. Even if I perform the group by, it will return the same value. So this I will call it as a non-group expressions. So in this situation, you don't have to use group by is what they are explaining. So with this, guys, I have completed the more on SQL's concepts for all of you in detail. So take care, read it once again with the chapters, like, with the textbook, whatever you have. So if you have any doubts, I'll catch you up in the Q&A session. Thank you. Bye bye.